HKO Live. Orange Lounge.
Welcome back to the Orange Lounge here on Radio Max 105.1 FM. Next up is our topic time. On topic time, we take a serious issue that couples or people in relationship think about, and we try to expatiate on it. Okay? So tonight, here is what we are doing. Someone's who is controlling is always trying to undermine your confidence and put you down in private or in public. They seem to want to emphasize your flaws and make you feel as though you should be self-conscious about your quirks or the oddities about you. You are made to feel like you are the culprit. A controlling partner will always say that their emotions are your fault. Remember that. When you think of a controlling partner, the thought of someone who tells you the other where you can go, what to wear, and also always want to be in your mind. But it's also important to understand that controlling relationship has more subtle dynamics than that. It's quite common to end up in an emotionally abusive relationship and not even see the signs. So tonight on Topic Time, we are looking at dealing with a controlling spouse. Okay? Right. My guest for this segment of the show, Mr. Innocent Asimah, as also will be Nana Ahuntahun, and hopefully Mrs. Viola Naa Donkor from ICGC Anaji. All right, I have Innocent on the line. Hello, Inno. Good evening to you too. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you.
How is our reception at Apawa now?
It's much better.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's start this off this way. Who is a controlling spouse? And if you can box it up with the other question I have as to why are they so. But first of all, let's look at who a controlling spouse is.
Okay, so a controlling spouse is someone who consistently looks out for dominance or influences their partners, their thoughts, their actions, their behaviors, and everything about them. They always look out for ways to dominate or control their spouse or their partner. These things are manifested in different ways that you will be able to identify such persons. Some of them, you can look at them from dictating decisions. It's always when they say it's what is right. They try to start looking at bringing up, we call it the isolation tactics or behaviors. Some get to monitor and then try to looking out for things about you at every point in time. They try to manipulate, and then they try to criticize and other things. And some of them even get extremely jealous and suspicious about whatever they do. So a controlling spouse or a husband or wife, it's not only with men, but most times it is always thought to be the men that are controlling. But you have it in other sides where some women also get to be very controlling in the relationship.
Okay, so in other words, it's not a manly thing. It's a human thing.
It's a human thing.
Okay. So then the next question would be, why are they so?
Okay, so controlling behaviors in spouses can result from various underlying reasons, which sometimes can be complex, and sometimes it's overlooked, or people don't see it as part of them. But one of the key things is insecurity. the partner who tends to be insecure about themselves or in their relationship may try to control their partner's actions and their behavior, or as a way of alleviating their own anxiety in the relationship. So you find out, and then you get people who are insecure and tend to resort to controlling themselves. Another reason they do that is fear of losing control. They are afraid of having strong. They always have that strong edge and need to control people, aspect of things, and then they always want to be there. They feel like when they relax themselves, they will lose that authority or that sort of thing, and that results in trying to control. Or another thing that happens is when people have low self-esteem. Low self-esteem individuals, they try to control their people, and they do that to boost their own self-worth or to validate their importance in the relationship, and that needs to be looked at as well. Another thing that happens, some has to do with past experiences.
Past experience from what?
Past experiences.
So let me see. So this person perhaps was in a previous relationship and allowed the other party to maybe bully them.
Not to bully them.
Okay.
Past experiences can emanate from somebody who had been in a relationship in the past, opened up and gave room, and then ended up resulting in other things. Once people of that nature, they tend to now feel like, I want to be what it is. So anything about the spouse, they must know, they must check, they will do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't follow this, you can't do that, because in the past they had given room for open up, and then they ended up some also behave because of past experiences from their parents, because they saw that in their parents, this is how my daddy ruled or my mom ruled in the home, and that was how come we also grew up to be who we are. So that becomes formative for them, and they use that into the next relationship that they find themselves in. So, and some places also are cultural issues. In some cultures, this is how it's supposed to be. If you want to serve water to your husband, you have to kneel down, you have to sit on the floor, you have to do this, or you want to serve your wife, you need to bow down 3 times. And so if they feel like that must always be the situation, and they want to bring that kind of dominance into the relationship. So these are some of the reasons why some spouses are controlling.
Okay, so let me bring Nana in here. So Nana, practically, all right, what are the signs of that can show you that someone is controlling?
Signs like
I don't mean sign language.
No, but I say signs.
Yes,
that shows that someone is in control.
Yes, their actions and inactions.
The other party.
Yes,
when there are a lot of signs that comes across.
Okay,
because whenever you are controlling someone, it is not anyone per se, because this one you are talking about relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you are controlling, it makes it like it is whereby one always trying to undermine your confidence and put you down in private or in public. You see, make sure that people doesn't see you. So when you are there and you realize that someone is controlling someone, it's the nature of the way the person puts his state or does things. Because let's assume that you've gone out with your partner, or someone is there, someone has gone out, and you are standing by. When the person is going to do anything, you realize that the person looks at the partner's face first. Innocent, like, so that see your reaction before he or she does whatever she wants to do. And when it happens like that, it has a lot of things that comes in place. So there are a lot of signs that comes across by you yourself knowing that your husband is controlling you. Whenever whatever you does, you see there's a negative thought out of it. When you cook in the evening, the person will just tell you that, oh, your food, it's not good. When you wash clothes, the person has something to say. Whatever you does, the person have something to say out of it. No, it's like he or she is not pleased with anything that you are doing or anything that you does at the house. So he or she wants you to do things that will favor him or her. And you are there, you realize that no, one way or the other, my husband is controlling or my wife is controlling me. Especially, she said, when the man is coming to the woman, definitely you have to kneel down. That is whereby they have their powers. You kneel down before you get down. You get to where you are supposed to go. So that time too, they are in control. And they can control you. They'll tell you, no, I'm not interested. So there are so many things that happens when it comes to spouse, one controlling each other. And we all have to work around, or you are there, you realize it, and the two parties have to work around to realize that this thing is something that's either good or bad. We see that the one of us is controlling the house.
Okay, so I also read around a bit. These are a few things that I chanced upon. Some of the signs of a control-based relationship. Number one is like your partner doesn't like being excluded from your plans. Okay. So this is a big warning sign for you, especially young people getting into relationship now, that it's a red flag. Okay. They don't respect your need for time alone. If you leave the house without them, they start texting you, calling you to check where you are and who you are with. If your partner is consistently doing that to you, know that you are in a controlled relationship by this person. Number two, you are shamed for spending time with your family and friends. So anyone who makes you feel good or comfortable in a certain space, they try to stop you from getting into that space with those people. So, for instance, if even you like secular music, right, and they don't, they create this impression that you are being tormented by something. That's the reason why you like secular music. So they try and pull you away from that. Okay. Number three, there are frequent jealous accusations. So someone who is controlling will often try and put you on the defensive by accusing you of flirting or cheating on them with other people. Even if they have past traumas from other relationships, they shouldn't project those emotions onto you. I wasn't the one who did those things in your past relationship, right? So you can't assume that the fact that I'm the new person in your life, no. I have the same old behavior from your previous partner or whoever you were with. Okay. Number four.
No, but with the number three.
Yes.
With the number three.
Speak into the microphone, please.
With the number three that you are making reference of. I think that, yes, at times it is, excuse me to say, only a fool that doesn't learn from the past. You learn from the past to build up the future.
Yes.
So, though you are not the person who did that, what happened in my previous relationship, but because I don't know what will happen in this very one, so I have to use you as a case study. You get it? I have to use you.
But that was also a case study for you.
No, that is something that happened that I'm out.
So you mean you didn't learn anything out of it?
So now that you are there, I have to use you as a case study.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
That is you.
No, that's unacceptable. Number four, they check your text messages and other personal effects often. So, like I said earlier, like number one, people make it seem like when you are in a relationship, you are no longer an individual.
Yes, because they say that before you want to enter into the relationship, especially when you are going to get married, you have sold all the liberty that you have.
I get that thing, but here is my point. As long as the two of you don't use the washroom at the same time, right? Wait, In other words, time of Jansi Bekan, when you're at the same time that Jansi Bekan. Wait. It means that you are still individuals. That's my point. So Jansi and Tumun come at the same time. No.
Why no? Why don't
So, number 5, you are criticized constantly. Okay, someone who is controlling it is always trying to undermine your confidence and put you down in public or in private. They seem to want to emphasize your flaws and make you feel self-conscious about your quirks. So anything is critical, or anything of yours can receive criticism from such a person. Hello.
Yes, Harry.
So we are going on with the science because I think it's important that we exhaust as much of those signs as possible. The next one, it says that you are made to feel like the culprit. In other words, these people will never accept the fact that they are also at fault. So whatever has happened, as long as it's negative, it is you. It is your fault. They are never wrong in anything. It's like one of the presidential candidates in the American presidential race. Everybody else is guilty. He's the... So, if you have some more of the signs to look out for in such a relationship, please, you can go on with it.
Okay, so the signs of controlling, I have about 10 of them. We'll look at them. You've mentioned some of them.
Okay.
So one is they use what we call, you see, some of the signs are isolation tactics. And under isolation tactics, they try to limit your social interactions. They may discourage their partner from spending time with their friends, their families, and anyone that they view as a threat to their control over the relationship. So they find out that, if they think maybe your mom, your sister, your cousin, or somebody around you may try to probably open up your eyes to the dominance or their abuse, they tend to control those things. Hey, you can't go to this place. I need to go and visit my parents. No, you can't go. You are my wife, or you are my this. Or tomorrow I have this thing here. I have a get together with friends. No, you can't go. They always try to have that one. And then another one also, they have monitoring communications. Most people tend to, as you rightly says, look into your conversations, your text messages, your emails, your social media interactions, often without valid reasons. I check your message. The message will come without their knowledge. They just go and check. Who is that? That is very, very challenging. Once you see that sign, it's a sign of it. Then, as you rightly says, decision-making dominance. They always want to be the ones to make a decision. You're natural decision makers. And they also disregard their partner's preferences. Now, the other partner can be and that is very, very challenging, very, very difficult. As you rightly says also, they also do what we call manipulative behaviors. They call it the guilt tripping. They use guilt, emotional manipulations to make their partner feel responsible for everything that is happening around them, whether bad, especially when it's negative. And then they also try to use threats and intimidation. They may use threats of harm, abandonment, legal actions, responsible for their issue. They always want to find something. So they use something to just cower you down. And that is some of the things also. Then they also use what we call financial control.
Okay.
They always put together financial restrictions. They control the finances. Hey, I am the man. I must be the one to give money for this. You can't take funds here. Even if you have joint accounts, hey, no, you can't do this. Why are you spending your money on this? Why did you go and buy a new shoe? Why didn't you pay this? They always want to do the control finances, giving their partner limited or no access to funds that are available for the whole family. And they also use the sabotaging financial independence. They might sabotage their partner's career, their education, opportunities, and even financial dependence. Hello?
Yeah, go on. Now you're welcome. I'll get to you very soon.
Sorry, yeah, thank you.
Another thing they do is emotional blackmail. manipulating emotions. They use emotions such as fear, love, guilt to manipulate the situation and control their spouses or their partner in the relationship. Then they also use what we call gaslighting, distorting the realities. They manipulate their partner's perceptions of reality, making them doubt their own perception, their own sanity, which can make their partner more reliant on validation and guidance. So they always want to throw something in there. You are not like this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And another thing also is jealousy and possessiveness. Excessive jealousy in most of them. They display unreasonable jealousy, accusing their partner of flirting or being unfaithful without any justification. So those are some of the signs. When you see them popping up here and there, you need to
run away.
Worried and then looking out for ways by which you can do that.
They have to run away if they see things like that.
Some of them, you see, sometimes controlling people who we see having those things is not always the sign of that dominance or control. Some of the signs, some of them misinterpret the signs. They might be exhibiting that, but might have been doing that with a good thought, not with the intentions of harming their spouse or their partner. There's a difference between the controlling and then caring.
We'll come to that.
So we will look at that on the subsequent ones as well. Thank you.
All right. Hello, Mrs. Donkor.
Yes, sir.
Akwaba.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I think we'll go to our next question now, and I'll begin with you. Now we are going to deal with coping mechanisms. How do you cope with a controlling spouse? You are already in the relationship. You are with this person. It's been maybe a few years down the line, or you are deep into it. So you need to develop some way of managing this and hope that the person will get better over time.
Okay. I'd like to start with how to cope with your controlling spouse. It requires a lot of skills like self-care, seeking support when necessary, setting boundaries, and all that. And when I speak about self-care, I'm thinking about engaging in activities that brings joy. With that, when you are equipped with a lot of activities or something, you get your hand on something doing. I don't think that whatever your partner is doing will get into you that much. You find yourself with a controlling partner, but then you do things like pursuing your hobbies, like doing creative things, trying to do the things that interest you the most. At least it will take your mind off some of these things that will serve as a border to you. In the self-care, under the self-care field, I would also talk about prioritize your physical and emotional well-being. Ensure that you get enough exercise, you sleep well, you eat well. Like, do a lot of activities that will take your mind off it. Like I said, like I said earlier, your emotional well-being must be taken care of. Other than that, you are going to break down. Down, which will be a problem to your health as well. And try to manage your stress and anxiety. All that you are living with try to make you stressed out because you think you are in a relationship with a controlling spouse. But sometimes you see that it makes the person a little bit timid, or let's say the person becomes timid. But when you try to manage all these things and come to the level, I think it's going to help you when it comes to the self-care. And also, I want to talk about contact the domestic violence. There are coaches like that worldwide, nationwide. So you help by contacting them. And I think these people are there to support the individuals who go through such things. So when you reach out to them, I think they can be of help to you. And also speak to the family and friends. Some trusted friends of your spouse can also speak with him or her to at least bring to his notice that the things that
Hey, baby. You're on air.
Sorry about that. Let's find on his family, because the trusted ones, at least there are some family members that are well knowledgeable and they can receive you nicely. With such people, you can see that they are trustworthy. You speak with them to at least speak on your behalf what you are going through in your relationship.
Okay. Nana, any more to add?
Oh, well, they've given all this thing.
They've
said a lot. And at times, for all that my lady pastor just said, is one of it. It's also good by using I statements such as I feel hurt. Get it?
Okay.
To let the person know.
So the person at the receiving end should communicate it.
Yeah, that I, like using the I. You let your partner know that I feel hurt, like I'm hurt of whatever you are doing.
Okay.
You get it? You also let your partner discuss way of dividing certain responsibilities to each other. Because maybe you think that the person is controlling you. Maybe on the other side of the person doesn't know that what you are thinking about controlling, it is something like he is controlling. He thinks that he's just giving a thought of the way you are doing things, but he doesn't see it as being control.
Okay.
So you have to let the person know by sharing some responsibilities together. You get it? It's also good for you to offer alternative causes of certain things that you've done. Like when the guy picks your phone, or the lady, normally that does that, they pick your phone at the time you sleep. You know, there's this funny thing that the guy uses fingerprint, not finger per se, but uses some part of the body to do the thumbprint, so that at the end of the day, the lady tested all the fingers and was not working. So he picked the next one was to go and pick the other one. And that one, it means as soon as she touches it.
Hello, Mr. Moses.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I feel you have a contribution for us, so I have stopped Nana in his tracks for you to give us your contribution.
Nana, I beg your pardon. I apologize.
Okay, so a little introduction of Mr. Moses. Mr. Moses is the principal for Noah's Ark Academy at Apollo here in Second Itakradi. Okay, sir, we are listening.
Good evening, all listeners. I appreciate the opportunity to actually air my opinion on this issue. This issue about controlling, I think occasionally we go a bit modern, or we say contemporary, where we're thinking of controlling as something that one person is trying to oppress the other. I think the word controlling and oppression are so closely linked that if you're not careful, you think controlling is a bad thing. You can't protect what you can't control. You can't. So the same way, once you say you get into a marriage or in a relationship, there must be some element of control. Because if you marry someone from someone's family, for instance, my daughter goes into marriage, I hand my daughter over to a husband, a man. Then when I need my daughter, I want to talk to my daughter, I expect the husband to know the whereabouts of my daughter. If my daughter, the husband doesn't say, oh, I know where the daughter is, then he's not in control. So anything goes wrong with my daughter, I'll be asking him. Vice versa, if the husband's family is asking, where is my son? My daughter should be able to say, my son is in A, B, C, D. This is where the person is. If there's a need for control or oppression to come into it, is because the control feature has been turned into oppression. In that, if you have a text message, you're having to hide it. Why? I don't need your permission to ask to find out what it is that you are talking about, because we are one. The same way that you also don't need my permission. Someone phones and said, oh, you know what? It's my private phone.
Hello, Mr. Moses.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. Please go on.
Okay. Yeah. So when we became one, I believe that it meant whatever the other person is doing, I'm supposed to know, and the person is also supposed to know what is happening in my life. If I have to come to a point where they are needing their permission to find out what they are doing, or they need my permission to find out what I'm doing, then there's already a problem. It means that we didn't become one. What we became was we are husband and wife, or we are married, but really we are not husband and wife. People get into marriage and they want to be sole individuals. They want to be single, married but single. Okay, I'm married, but I'm not your wife. I'm married, I'm not your husband. That will create a problem. So now it comes to the point where it moves from that control that you need to actually be able to protect, become oppression, because you are now tracking the person's whereabouts. It's not necessarily that you want to control them, but you want to know their whereabouts because they are obligated to you and you are obligated to them. Yeah. If someone comes and is asking their whereabouts, it'll be you they were asking. Let someone go out from your family and something happens to them outside and the police come into it. You be the first person you ask. Where is your husband? Where is your wife? Where is your son? Where is your daughter? So there should be an element of control. Power without control is dangerous.
Okay. Well noted.
Sorry. Please call back.
Technology is not my friend. Okay. Hello, Mr. Moses.
Yes, I'm done, sir.
All right. Thank you very
much. Freedom must have control.
Freedom must have control.
It must have control.
Okay.
If you want to be free, it must have some element of control. That, okay, this is where this is supposed to be. That's where it's supposed to be.
Right. But it mustn't be an absolute control, must it?
It should not be oppression.
All right. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
All right. Anna, please.
Hello. Okay.
As I was saying, I mean, thanks to Mr. Moses anyway for letting us also know some of the controlling aspect of it.
Yeah.
And then also educating us much about the oppression and controlling, that one needs to control the house. But that doesn't mean that there's an oppression or you are infringing on someone's rights.
So in other words, you be firm in flexibility.
Yes, but as the head of the family, you have to also know how to deal with issues. You know, you say bad or boom, but what man I always say jamwa. Your man the way you need to change. You don't always be like the woman. So these are some of the things, as I was saying, like making sure using the I statements to let the person knows that you are hurt, and then sharing responsibilities as possible, and making sure that most of the things that you are doing, or maybe the person doesn't know that what he or she is doing, you have the idea that there's a control, but you let the person also knows what is affecting
What's happening to your voice?
I don't know.
Drink a little water, please. Drink a little water.
Hello. My voice is because Lady Pastor went off. I just have to.
She's listening to you. So
okay. Because now I wanted to find out certain things that she was making some contribution, and I wanted to find out.
Okay, so then go ahead
about it. So that are the main reason. I mean,
now you don't want to find out the things you wanted to find out from her again.
From her.
Yeah.
No.
Or they are private things.
Oh, not private. It's part of what she was discussing.
Also, she's already said them.
She has said them.
So you are okay.
I'm maybe 75% okay.
That's an A. It's okay. All right.
In certain universities, but not my university.
I hear you.
Okay.
University of Constant Confusion.
You're listening to the Orange Lounge.
Orange Lounge offers empowering ways to discover the love you want and deserve. We seek to help in relationship guidance, understanding, and commitment, whether you're newly in love or have been together for decades. We are on every Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the Orange Dial, Radio Max 105.1 FM, with your host, Henry Osei, the man with a mantle. Don't miss it. You're listening to Topic Time. Welcome back. We are on Topic Time here on the Orange Lounge on Radio Max 105.1 FM. Radio Max is now located at Anaji on the first floor of the building that has Ahuntahun Rural Bank in it. All right, so pass by for business. Okay, We are discussing dealing with a controlling spouse, and I have on the line with me Na and Innocent. In the studio with me is Nana Ahuntahun, and we had Mr. Moses passing through on the line as well. All right, folks, now let's look at how does one differentiate between caring and control by a spouse. This one sounds like one that a lady will have to take up first. As the more emotional beings, I guess you can explain things much better to us. So now take this one for us. How does anybody differentiate when a partner is showing care and when this same partner is exerting control?
A controlling partner often offers his or her concerns are always seen as control most of the time. So if your partner is being caring, it could mean that he supports you or she supports you in your personal growth and interest as well. So whatever decision that you take as a wife or a husband, you find that your spouse is supporting you. That we term that thing as caring. And also sometimes your partner offers to help you voluntarily. Sometimes he provides assistance without demanding, or you probably, example is you might be in the kitchen cooking or something and your spouse turns up to come and help you there. We term that as caring, and then I know that most of my ladies listening can also term that as caring. Most of the times we need you to be helping us in some of these things that we do in the house. So when you help us in doing them, we term you as a caring husband or a caring partner. And also when couples respect each other's boundaries, we term it as a caring behavior.
So a typical boundary will be what?
In decision making, let's say, don't bring phone in it, because the last time I know you said we speak about this issue separately, on a different day.
We'll deal with the phone bit very, very soon. I'm working on some things, so the phone discussion will come back.
Yes, but respecting each other's boundaries. I want us to leave that phone aspect out. Somebody might say,
you mean the phone cannot be a yardstick for boundaries?
No, I don't see.
Did you marry the person or you married the phone?
We are married and we don't have anything like private in the marriage.
There is.
Whatever is we can share our...
Internet and maybe said you don't see to come moving at the same time.
Because why is it that we can share everything as partners? When it comes to a partner, a couple meeting, the extent of even sharing saliva sometimes. So if we can share these things, we can share our money, we can wear our clothes together, we can do everything together. So why is it that you are keeping that phone private? What is so special about the phone that you want to keep it private? But anyways, some couples will try to set boundaries. Don't touch my phone. Okay. And I think it must be respected.
Yes.
If your husband doesn't want to be touched,
I know of someone who, I think it was one of these couples meetings, and I remember he said that he realized over time that the phone was becoming an issue in their marriage. So what he finally decided was, he told the wife that, please, this is my phone. If even it is your mother who is calling my phone and you see it, leave it. It is mine. I will call her back when I get back to my phone, right? Once they agreed on that boundary you are talking about, in this case, this boundary was, don't touch my phone, which you don't want to hear, but I have told you anyway. Everything subsided. The relationship became normal again, and nobody was worried. Intimacy went up. I can tell you other things that went up too. So it's not really a matter of going into the very details of everything in a person's phone. But please go on.
No, before Lady Pastor carries on, I just want to find out. She said they share, to the extent they share Saravas together.
Yes.
And I want to find out in what way. Oh, I just want to find out from here, in what way?
And how long have you been married?
Not about me.
The question to you too.
Oh, it's not about me. This is a personal question.
So you answer it.
No, I just celebrated our anniversary. So if you wanted to find out that day, I said it. So I mean, I want to find out from Lady Pastor, because she is a lady pastor, and I want to find out in what way do they share that thing in common.
Don't you think you're also going into the personal realm?
No, it's not a personal realm. She just advised. I know. She just said something.
Okay.
Not by her. By
now,
just giving.
Please, as Ochamia minima assembly breaker.
But point of correction. It is not Ochamia minima samka. The thing is Ochamia enim. Na sama ayo oka. They were referring to someone.
To a certain Ochami.
Yes.
Oh, I've learned something again from her.
Ochami enim. Na sama ayo oka. Osnana wasuma. So the person were referring to someone. Not Ochami Unima Samka. Now, Ochami, if you Unima Samka, why do you come to the palace too in the first place?
It's like the song that they said, Uhiyama Jumbian.
So, madam, please kindly assist me with my question. It's very important.
Okay. So, it's a general question.
Yes, madam.
All right. Now, if you can answer, please do.
If you can't, you can continue, please.
I realize you can't, so please continue.
No, please, I would say that we share saliva sometimes through kissing. When you are with your partner and then you're making out, you kiss each other.
You are making what?
Making out.
What out?
Hey, no.
I just want to find out.
It's English, making out.
No, I'm a local person.
I was so woman.
Why? No. I just want to find out. I want her to explain. Not you.
Not.
Madam, continue.
Yeah, so like I said, when the couples are making out, sometimes they share saliva with each other. So if that thing can even be said, why should your phone be a problem? Because a lady told me her story. As some people have been talking to some of us in the problems they are facing in their marriages, and she was told that she's not supposed to touch her husband's phone. So she was like, already, my phone, and another person was like, oh, Osukra, like Obeshe, because there's some drug called
amoxicillin.
No, amoxicillin. I think it's for pressure.
I don't know that.
To go through the phone and then go for that drug.
Oh, okay.
So
I get the import of that.
So I was like, why is she saying that? And then she said, a friend of hers, the husband was like, don't go through my phone. So they were resisting each other's phone. They set boundaries and then they were respecting the boundaries. But one of the times, something just clicked her, and then she picked the phone, went through the husband's phone.
Something.
When she went through the phone, she realized that the husband that she has been married for 7 years is HIV positive without her even knowing. And then he got the HIV from a side chick.
Oh.
And this man knows he's treating himself, but he hasn't informed the wife.
Wow.
So if the wife had not taken the phone to go through, because the man had come from a trip, and that was when she was even able to go through the phone because the man was sleeping.
Wow.
So if he had not gone through the phone to see these messages, I think she could have been infected too. So sometimes I think it's relevant we go through the phone to see one or two things. If she hadn't seen it, she wouldn't have known that this is the status of the man.
Next week we'll look at the phone. Next week topic time is about the phone. Okay. Yes. All right. So our time is fast spent. I think Eno will come. Then now you would I'll let you do your invitation for your program, and I think we'll conclude on topic time for tonight. Hello, Hello.
Yes.
So
yes, I'm here.
Okay, so take it up from where we left off. So Naa has said a lot about the caring aspect of our question. So if you can do a comparison of the care and control, and then you can add your concluding remarks for us.
All right, so we look at the difference between the caring and then the controlling.
Yes.
There are things that that is, when it's done, we will be able to identify it as a caring, or it's interpreted as care. As Viola rightly says, respect and support for each other is important. Once you show that, personally, you show respect for their autonomy, you support their independence, you encourage and respect their partner's ability to make decisions, pursue their personal interests, maintain relationship even outside the marriage or the relationship. That is a good sign of a caring behavior. Collaborative decision making. So involve your partner in decision making, bring their preferences, feelings before you make any decision. And one principle I have is, don't let your spouse find out an information about you from another person. It's very, very, very disrespectful and very disheartening. That she needs to go and find out rather somebody outside rather than find you. Maybe you bought a house somewhere, and she's now about 2 years later, and she got to find out from somebody that your husband has bought a house sitting here, or your wife has bought this sitting here. Absolutely not good. So you also need to have that empathy and compassion for your partner. You need to render emotional support and then comfort for your partner. And then you need to also encourage validation, acknowledge your partner's emotions, and then expressing without you judging them. Even if the person is wrong, there's a way to say it. And one thing I say is, don't correct, especially with a lady, don't correct a man by telling him what to do. You can correct the person by suggesting alternatives or offering a different opinion. But in some cases, I would be a customer and say, why do you need before you realize he's not going to be listening to you. And so we need to look at that one and encourage growth together. But when you see somebody who is controlling, then you have to look at the dominance and power over others. That begins to reflect in it. They also begin to look at the manipulative tactics. It's mostly, those are the key things we need to look out for. They become manipulative. They manipulate the person emotionally, and then they teach them with intimidations. The next thing also to look out for is constant monitoring and surveillance. They are monitoring. They are responsible to their sometimes even set their own friends and colleagues, and even your own friends as spies to monitor you. The
CSI of the marriage.
Absolutely. And once you start doing that, believe you me, it's not going to work.
Okay.
Constant monitoring. Then criticisms and disrespect. And this happens in both ways. Sometimes people disrespect them, each other or their spouses. And there is one thing that gradually has been happening, which statistics shows it's really prevalent, especially among Christians, especially with the ladies. It seems to be that most ladies respect their pastors than their husbands. And it is very, very bad. And it goes on, like in the earlier submissions, Nana made. Somebody will call the pastor, so for crown this, give them accolades. It comes home, and then the way she speaks to the husband, the way, Peter, John, but he meets somebody, gives the person all the reference, and comes home to disrespect the spouse. And that is a very, very, very challenging thing that needs to be looked at. And then financial control. Yes, most finances is also a major challenge. It's a subject in relationships that probably I know is one of your subjects to discuss with it. But it's something that needs to be looked at for. You don't have to sabotage your spouse in respect to that. So key differences and conclusions. The difference between the caring and controlling behaviors revolves around understanding the intent behind the action.
Okay.
And their impact on the partner's autonomy, their self-esteem, and their overall well-being. Caring behaviors foster mutual respect. They support personal growth and prioritize emotional well-being. Whereas controlling behaviors, they rather seek to dominate, to manipulate, to restrict autonomy. So healthy relationships are built on trust, communication, and mutual respect, where both partners feel valued, supported, empowered to make decisions that benefit their relationships. So that will be my submission on this subject.
All right. Thank you so much, All right, now.
Yes, sir.
Today, baby has been bothering our show. So next time we'll have to look at that. I know you have a program coming on Saturday, so please use your concluding remarks to just invite women and ladies that you are doing this for to the program.
Okay. It's all about women needing to pray. That when women pray, and we are doing it at ICDC Anaje branch at the St. Joe Pharmacy. The time is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We are just going to meet as women to pray, to worship, to pray, and encounter the blessings of God. So I would like to invite everyone, every lady listening to us. The men can come as well, because we have our pastors who join us in praying and prophesying and all that. So I invite everyone listening to us to come and join us on Saturday morning to pray, praise, and worship God.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you too so much. I wish you a successful program. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Before Lady Pastor now goes back, I want to find out. Lady Pastor just said, he said there's a program which they want invitation to women.
Yes.
And then he said men.
Yes.
And they are going to start from 9 a.m. To 12 p.m.
Yes.
All by prayers.
Yes.
All by prayers.
Yes.
Okay. The ladies. Okay. I just want to add up to my submission that I made earlier on. That they will just go to church in the morning from 9 to 8.
It's a program.
No, I'm just adding that up.
It's not like they are going to waste their time.
I'm not saying they are wasting their time.
It's a program.
Okay. But it's for ladies.
Yes, primarily
for ladies.
Yes,
but not for women.
Men are invited to support.
No, but not for women.
Why?
But for
are
ladies.
Women different from ladies?
No, sir, that makes the age difference.
She actually said ladies and women.
And women?
Yes.
But not the old ones.
The old ones are what? Old women.
Okay.
So whenever I place the goalpost, you shift it for me. Okay. All right. Now, so good night to you, dear.
All right. Good night. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. Okay. So that was our topic time. Now, my concluding remarks on the topic time is this. A controlling relationship is based on power imbalance. So one of the partners essentially dominates the other in a way that causes intimidation, insecurity, or guilt. These feelings can be brought up through physical, emotional, sexual, financial, spiritual, or psychological ways. Controlling behavior isn't just unpleasant, it's a form of abuse in a relationship. So you must listen to yourself when you start to see the signs of a controlling partner. I'd like to say thank you to our guests on Topic Time. Of course, thank you to Nana Ahuntahun. Thank you to Mr. Innocent Asimah. Thank you to Mrs. Viola Naa Donkor. And also special thanks to Mr. Felix Moses for joining us on the line. Thank you, listeners. That's the end of our Topic Time for this week. Topic Time returns next week. You're listening to Topic Time.
You're listening to Topic Time. You're listening to the Orange Lounge.